Testing. Oh, they're both working. I got it. Okay. So, what's that? Okay, I'm talking. Okay, so, mother of piss. We're going to skip. Sorry, we're just multitasking here. I'm glad this microphone is working. It's clipping a little, though. The microphone is clipping a little. I'm going to keep talking. Let's see if the audio works okay for the trailer. If not, we're just going to skip it, okay? Because is it even going to play? Is anything going to work tonight? Oh, it's playing. We can't hear it. Okay, screw it. I'm just gonna go right into this, and hopefully, where did my phone go? Hopefully my phone hasn't completely died because my notes are on there, and I didn't have a chance to charge it because everything was going to hell. 16%. Okay, yeah, I think we'll get through this. I'm still. This is really clippy. I just had the battery in this thing replaced this morning, so hopefully 16% is enough to get me through this. So give me a second while I open this up because I was doing other things. Yeah, it's so weird. The last time we had a presentation, someone sent a presentation in this PDF. It worked fine, and today it's not working. So it's okay. No, it's not your fault. And you'll just have to tell us when to go to the next slide because the clicker doesn't seem to work for it. Anyway. It's okay. Don't worry about it. We don't want to hook up another computer into this mess right now. It's been, yeah. This has been the most stressful setup I think I've had in years. Not sure why everything went wrong tonight. All right, welcome to Nerd Night number 66. I'll try to blaze through thank you. I'll try to blaze through this so we don't run behind. We're number 66, space in your space, space is the place. Tonight's music and trailer song algorithm. No, I'm going to skip that because you didn't hear it. Nerd Night is the local franchise of a global set of speaking events. This is Nerd Night. There are many like it, but this one is ours. There are Nerd Nights all over the world. There's 4 in Japan. And every month we host 2 speakers who talk about their field of expertise. This can be science communication. It can be art talks. It can be weird hobbies, kinks, whatever. Help us out by following us on social media, blah, 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 blah. Public service message, I always do this. I have a whole thing. Yeah. You should use Firefox because if it falls below 2%, the US government stops using it, and then our only browser that's not run by a large corporation is dead. Mozilla is not perfect, but they're better than the alternatives right now. Bruce, on the other hand, is probably a proud Lynx user. Nothing's perfect, but like, yeah, Firefox plus ad nauseum, that's chef's kiss. They got translation for Japanese, on-screen translation for Japanese finally working just in the last, 2 builds ago, I think. So in the last month. What's that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's privacy protected. Anyway, so it has some kinks, but honestly, it breaks the Japanese web pages less than Chrome does. I know that because it was tax season, and I have to use Japanese software for that, and the Chrome translator breaks it. Yeah, I'm personally really, really, really deep into Google's ecosystem. I'm trying to back myself out piece by piece. Travis has helped out by suggesting I use Image instead of Google Photos, so I'm trying to back out of that because I've been using Google Photos since Picasa. Do I date myself too much? Any other people with gray beards here who use Picasa? Anyway, once I get Caddy working and able to access that stuff remotely, that's going to be great. Anyway, please use Firefox. Our next Nerd Night, Grays can't do this. I have to do it. Actually, maybe the clicker will work. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where's the? Do you see the clicker anywhere? Oh, it was. I had it, and I was. Sorry, too many things going on at once. There it is. Thank you. It's black. The table is black. Let's see if this will work. Did it work? It's not. It worked this literally worked last time we did a show. All right. So I have to push the space bar. Fuck. Okay. All right. I'm going to talk from over here because I have to keep pushing. Oh, can you? All right. Next event, April 18th. We're back at Yozan Park Lounge for that event. Don't open it. I don't want to see if the screen's cracked right now. April 18th, other famous things that happen on April 18th, big events. 1796, King Ethelred I of Northumbria. Can we go to the next slide? He was, Oh, it's gone. I had a slide for this. It was a picture of Bargain Bin John Rice Davies playing Ethelred. Anyway, he was murdered in Corbridge by a group led by his aldermen, Eldred and Wada. The patrician Osbald was crowned after that, but then abdicated shortly after, possibly because his name was Osbald. Yeah, 1783, really depressing here. Decided not to put it in, so I'm going to skip to the next one. 1946, International Court of Justice held its inaugural meeting in The Hague. International Court of Justice. Hint, hint, everybody, hint, hint. Nerd Night Tokyo is exactly like these. All right, Ryozen Park Lounge is, yeah, that's where we are. Wow, we're way ahead on these things. Next event, April 18th, Ryozen Park Lounge in Koizusugamo, the denture capital of Japan. If you want to speak at a future event, just talk. Don't talk to me tonight. Talk to Bruce. Where is he? Talk to him if you want to speak. I can't deal with anything else. Right. We've got two beakers. One beaker tonight because Travis got his beaker. He got ripped off last time, but he's got his beaker. So there's one left. There's probably a few more in storage somewhere, but this may be one of the last chances left to get a Nerd Night beaker. Call for volunteers. We should be on that slide, but who gives a shit? I think we've got enough people front of house now. I need people to help me like make the slides and do all the prep, because that's what is stressing me out at the moment. Editing video, making the trailer, that kind of stuff. Can we get to the mailing list slide? I think we're too far ahead. You can, with the mouse. Mailing list. Boom, there we go. And get ready to push the space bar because it's coming up. So be cool, join our mailing list. I used to make a dick joke here, like oh, we only send tasteful dick pics, but I'm reformed. Yeah, I know I'd say that, and then someone named Dick would pop up on the screen, and I was told that it was juvenile and that's Gregory Peck, not a dick. Right. Agenda. Let's go to the next slide. All right, tonight we've got Jay Kishigami talking about Web on the Moon. Yeah, he's the W3C Deputy Director, and he's going to discuss the challenges future settlers on the moon will face when trying to use the internet and some possible solutions. One example of a problem they may have is difficulty describing the weather with any enthusiasm. The other problem they might have is that Elon Musk might be up there with them. Our second speaker tonight, yeah, boo indeed. Our second speaker tonight is International Astronomical Unions, I'm sorry, International Outreach, and actually these are reversed. We're doing these speakers in reverse order, so forget, I wrote this before I knew that. Officer Cintia, I forgot to ask you how to pronounce your last name. Is it Durán?
It's like the band.
Durán? Yeah. Durán? All right. She'll take the stage to talk about scientific implications of planetary exploration. I'm going to slow down. The connection between humans and stars and how we relate to the sky. She'll also be giving zodiac readings at the break, so go talk to her if you want to find out about that sort of thing. It's science, right? After each talk, there will be a Q&A, and you can ask what your sign is if you don't know. Keep your questions brief, especially tonight because we're running late because of me. All right, let's go to the next slide, which should be, yes. Speaker number 1, except we're not doing this. So this should actually, we got to jump ahead because this changed after I made the slides. That's okay. Pretend you didn't see that. This is, yeah, sorry. Normally I would have had a chance to edit these if everything hadn't been blowing up. So, okay, there we go. And so here's the problem is that I don't have, I hadn't finished the intro for Cintia when I got here tonight, and therefore it's done. I did kind of introduce you. So I'm sorry I don't have a longer one for you, but I don't even have my reference text on that phone. And yes, but you're going to give us a wonderful talk, I'm sure. You can give me a minute to walk over there and get your slides up on the screen. And then when you need to go to the next slide, you just say, yes, we do not have you wired for sound. Are you okay just talking on this mic right now? Because that would waste another 5 minutes.
I didn't know.
No, it's not your fault.
Wire me for sound.
That's all right.
I think that's enough.
I think you're good.
I think so.
Yeah.
How is it?
Don't face them, though. Don't face me.
Can I face the wall? Well, I do like cats, as I was telling earlier, so that's an important thing. But another important thing is that I not only like cats, I like everything. So I like cats and dogs and spiders and lizards and bugs. And did I say spiders? Yes. And I like planets and I like rocks. Mostly rocks, I think. Probably rocks are my biggest crush. But that's another talk, and it's really a specific talk because that talk is actually called Love Letter to a Space Rock, which is actually like a real project that I made a few years ago when I wrote a literal love letter to a meteorite. But that's a whole different story, so maybe another night. Yes, I usually mention that because it's just a nice way to talk about rocks.
Can someone tell me on the menu, because I cannot read it from here, which one says full screen? Should be some kind of option along here.
No.
Can't you just press Control L?
No, I can't press F5, Selena, because it's because it's not. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to find this. This is just the way today's been going. This is not. All right. Menu. Huh? That's just a default Windows background.
That's trying to fill space.
There we go. View. It was under view.
They need a better story.
But I can't do. Okay. So when I go back, tell me when I get to view, and then I have to put full. Oh, Control L. Okay, Control L. I can do that. Oh my God. And okay.
Yay!
All right, Cynthia, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, don't be. Thank you. Thank you so much. It seems like a lot of work. I will be definitely willing to help you because part of this is my entire fault. I'm sorry. I know I wasn't supposed to be first. And I know I was not supposed to send a PDF. And I know I was supposed to do something else for my slides because I was told that people needed more pictures. But I kind of refused. I'm not really great with directions. So I usually do whatever I want. And this is exactly one of those cases that I will do whatever I want. But I will need you to help me do whatever I want. So, no. Well, if you want. So the whole point of my slides is that I'm not going to use them. Or if you want. So, no, what I'm saying is that I leave it up to you to change it whatever time. And it doesn't matter if what I'm talking about is related to that or not. Because that's not the whole point of being here. I mean, I understand when Andrew, where's Andrew? Thank you, Andrew. Nice to meet you, Andrew. I'm Cintia. So Andrew wrote to me a few months ago. I was just arrived here in Japan. I just moved to Japan. So, and this is my first time talking to an audience in this country. So thank you for receiving me. I come from Mexico. I am Mexican. My first language is Spanish. I've been only speaking English for the past 2 months, which is exhausting. Have you ever been having to talk and to think in a different language than yours in your job every day and having to talk about this complicated science stuff with these big words that you barely understand in your own language? There's this meme by Sofia Vergara which she says, I am smart in Spanish. I really am. And when I saw that, I'm like, yes, I understand. And it's true, and it's really hard, and it's really, really hard to be in a different country with a different language, doing all these things that we're not really used to in a culture that is different to you. So thank you, all of your community, because this is an amazing way to keep talking about the things that we love and not be tired about it. So I'm going to be talking about Pluto. And the main idea with these slides, I'm going to be moving a little bit, so don't hate me because I know you're taking pictures and I get really uncomfortable. I know, but small thing about me, I'm also a photographer, I'm an artist. So I hate when people take pictures of me. I don't know what to do. So I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize to you a lot today. I'm really sorry. But this is it. So I will be talking about Pluto, but I'm not going to be talking about Pluto. do whatever you want with this. It has a lot of incredible information, history about how we decided that Pluto was going to be Pluto and who started looking for it. Basically, to be a short story, because I'm going to go into, if you want to, you can log into internet and log it because it's an incredible story. But basically this, not an astronomer, actually he was a businessman that decided like 100 years ago that he wanted to be an astronomer, and he did. So he started studying, and with other people they realized that there was something going on in some specific part of the sky, and there's like something going on in there, but we don't see it. This is weird. What's happening? So they started looking, and they started theorizing. There must be something else there that we haven't seen. So they started looking. So I call it a love story, usually because I kind of call love story about everything. But basically because the idea that I got to talk about Pluto was not exactly my love for rocks, not either for planets. It's my job. So like Andrew, you're also Andrew, right? Yeah, this is the Andrews. That's so cute. So, Bruce, like Bruce. I'm not gonna do that joke. I'm sorry. I'm too tired. Also, it's Friday. I've been working like 12 hours. I came straight from work. So, I had this idea because of my job. So, like he said, I am the International Outreach Officer for the International Astronomical Union, which is this huge organization that basically decided that Pluto was not going to be a planet anymore. This is where I work. So this is a great, immense institution, very, very important. Basically, everything that happens around astronomy or science in astronomy is related to us. It's a huge, community. But one of the things that I love the most about my job is something that I realized when I got it. I've been in this job for like some months, 6 months maybe. And the first time they handed this new email with, with the institutional email, my boss said, okay, you have access now, but I warned you, you will be getting all the emails and also the Pluto ones. And I was like, what? and when she said like, oh, that's cute, what does that mean? And then I understood what that means. So we as the International Astronomical Union get every day, around 50 or probably more emails of people hating us because of Pluto. And when I saw that, this junk of information and people asking and wondering and being angry about to us, in my inbox, I thought, this is amazing. This is incredible. Like, how much people are caring about this space little dot, because it's actually just a tiny dot that we will never see. None of us, not any of us will ever see it, ever. And people are so angry that they take the time to write to this international institution. So my boss was like, I can't deal with this anymore. And I'm like, I can't. I want to read it. I want to know what is happening. I want to know why people have this kind of love for this kind of thing. So it was really beautiful to me to understand this, and it made me think why I started being in love with these objects myself. So like I said, I'm a romantic. I fall in love with all these things, these long distant planets, these rocks that come from space and landed here. I am like that. I like to write love letters to them. But I realize I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people who are so interested and so in love with what is happening out there that is willing to send hate mail to me every day. But the one thing that amazed me the most, and this is why I'm saying that I'm not going to be really talking about Pluto, but yes, we also have another set of emails at the same time, which is people asking how to name a star. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's a really sad answer too. You can't. But because, please don't think that the International Astronomical Union is a horrible place, it's not. But you can't, only the International Astronomical Union can. So no one else can really name one of these stars. And when the kind of emails that I get is usually people that are really vulnerable. See? Definitely. Because they ask, I want to do this because my loved one just died. And I want to name a star for this person that I used to love, or that I do love. Or someone is trying to do this because they have a friend, or they have someone who's dying, or they're just like really, really in love with their partner. And they want to give this incredible gift. And they can't think of anything else more beautiful than give them the name of a star. And it is beautiful, and it's amazing. But it's really hard for us and for me to see and read these emails and say, how can I answer to this? How can I possibly tell you, oh, no, you can't. There's actually a long list of rules, very bureaucratic and very documented and very boring list of things that is not really up to us. So that's why I'm also not wanting to put more images of space, because at the end, those things are out there, but at the same time, are they? Because this is an image. It was took. Have you ever seen this image? This is one of the last image that we got from the New Horizons space exploration. How do you say that in English? Probe. Thank you. So it's basically a robot. That's what it is. It's a robot. But it's not really a picture. It's an image, which is a difference if you think about it. Because picture, going back in history, understanding what a picture is something that is light related. But this is not really. This is more of and there's a software developers here, is mostly zeros and ones and codes and a lot of information that we, with our own coding, transform into something that we, humans, can actually understand. So it's not technically a picture, it's an image that is created with a lot of information that this robot sent from really, really far away. But when I say that, are we really sure that this is how it looks? It's like we don't. We really don't. I mean, and this is where it gets philosophical. And this is why I love science. And this is why I love space so much. Because we as humans tend to think that everything is human related. We tend to think that we're the center of things. And because we see it, we understand it, and we think about it, that's supposed to be how it is. But then I say, is it? Is it really? Because again, this particularly dwarf planet is so far away, so far, 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 far away, that probably, there's never going to be a human that will ever see it with their own eyes. Robots, yes. God, I wish I could be that robot. But we're not. So in that sense, it's like, how could we love so much this tiny dot? Because actually from here it looks not even like this. I think there's, if you just like roll around, there must be some. There's one that has a small heart with another tiny dot. That was the first time they actually made an image of Pluto. But it's basically a dot, so it doesn't really matter. And I can tell you, oh no, this is Pluto. Yes, you know why? Because I work at the Astronomical Union. So that's why it's supposed to be that one, right? So what I'm saying is that there's one beautiful thing that is happening out there, and it's a beautiful thing that we take it with so much care, and we want it and we make it for ourselves, that 100 years ago, someone with this same passion decided to look for it, to look for something that he has never seen. He could only imagine that it was there. How do you look for something that you've never seen? Why would you look for something that you've never seen? Why humans do we do that? Why do we stare at the sky? I mean, right now we don't see as much because it's too light polluted. Turn off your lights, people. We need the dark skies. But, here's the one. So, yay, the first image of Pluto. Let's fall in love with it, right? So, why do we do this? Why do we stare at the sky, at this black void of things, thinking, what else is out there? What else is out there that is not already here on our planet? That all the things that we love, all the people that we know, all the music, why do I want to go somewhere else? I have music here. I don't need anything else. But it amazed me, actually. And this is the story I wanted to share with you. Pluto is really interesting, but it's so far away. And we know basically, no, I'm not gonna say nothing. We know a lot of things about it. But it's so, so far away. And it's definitely not the only one. And this is one of the reasons. And I'm not defending it, I'm also against it. I am Team Pluto. But one of the reasons is that, actually, that there are other also dwarf planets, very interesting ones too. But just because they're not as famous and it's not like being like posted on social media as much, that doesn't mean they're not cool, like other dwarf planets are. I can send you some links if you want. But this is the discussion, and this is the idea, and this is the story I wanted to share with you. I know this is a nerd night. I know it would have been probably more nerdy to talk about some data about Pluto. But it's Friday night. Let's just get romantic and think about what space and the cosmos is actually for us as humans. I mean, yes, we usually tend to think that everything is around us because we humans are the center of everything. We used to think that we were the center of the solar system and the universe, but we're not. We know that now. But there's still a whole lot that we don't know about science or about space in general. A whole lot, like seriously. We're basically tiny microbes trying to say, oh, I know everything. No, you don't. So, the slides, look for it. Oh, yes, and the name by Pluto was named by a 11-year-old girl. That was also cute. But one thing is exactly this, like why did we decide to do this? Who decides that Pluto is going to be the one that is important right now? Who decides that Mars is going to be the one that's important right now? Mars was huge a few years ago because, I'm not going to say his name, but this guy started like doing all these things around it, wanting to send their rocket stuff. Yeah, we wish. But that's not the point. It's like understanding that there's a lot of things happening in the sky, in science in general. And it's really interesting to go and to try to find a little bit more than what we just see on social media, or what we just see on the memes, or on what is happening on the internet at the moment. We need to remember that first, we as humans are not the center. And there's a lot of things happening out there. But also, with everything that is happening, you can choose. We still have a way to choose the information that we want to access. And this is really important for a society like we are living right now. And it's really important of a community like the one who's like sitting in front of me, like a bunch of nerds. Because I know you all, you're a bunch of nerds like me. But this is important that we remember. Because it's not just about the data that I can share to you in one random talk. It's the kind of information and the ways that you have to get to that information that is out there. And we still can. And it's actually our responsibility. And then again, I come back to my job. I love my job because I get to see and to read these letters, and I get to think, how am I going to share more information about Pluto for these people? And how am I going to answer these emails with so much respect and so much care, but also with real information? Because I've been actually seeing, like, this past Valentine's Day, the amount of accounts that are selling you, like charging you to buy the naming of a star. If you find out, please, how do you say when? Yeah, report them. You can't do that. You can't. It's a scam. But at the same time, you can. We all can. The sky does not belong to the International Astronomical Union, because humans does not own the sky or the space or the stars. No one does. Not even, ugh. But so this talk is not really a talk. It's more of not a question, just a comment. But a way of view, I'm trying to remembering and sharing the beautiful things and the beautiful stories that there's still through science and through our own communities, and how we can relate to all of this. Every part of science, every part of the sky, every part of astronomy is part of ourselves in any way that we want. So there are many ways that we can develop a connection with what is happening, not just in the sky, not just out there, but within ourselves, within our Earth, within our other communities, because we are part of this universe. So I can send you the PDF that didn't work, sorry, Andrew, so that you can check this information, or I can send you tons of very boring information for the International Astronomical Union. I'm actually doing a new website for my office, because I think that is information really important to have, but in a better way, so that people can really understand it and share it. But yes, so if you have any questions about the love letter or about any other rock, I'm here. So I will try to stay a little bit longer, so because I can't stay as much because I live really, really far away. I live in Mitaka. Yes. Yes. So my job is at the at the Astronomical Observatory of Japan, which is in Mitaka, so that's why I live so far. Which is a beautiful place. You can always come to visit. We have open access to people. There's really cool museums that you can visit. So if you're in the area, let me know, and I'll give you a tour of the observatory and the big telescope and antennas. Oh yes, we have some. This is why Andrew asked me to put some images. I'm sorry, Andrew. I refuse. But we can imagine, because I want you to imagine how these dwarf planets look, because they are out there, they exist. And actually, these are just the famous one. I think so far there's like another 3 more, I think. So thank you. Am I on time? Sometimes I don't.
Who knows?
Great.
But you might, if you want a Q&A, you might want to wrap it up soon.
Okay, I'm wrapping it up right now, so that if you have any question or something, we can go through it. But thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you, Andrew, for all your effort.
All right, so yeah, we've got a little bit of time for questions. Does anyone have a question? Kip, can somebody pass the mic to him? I don't think I can get. Yeah. Cynthia needs to keep.
So this issue of clearing its orbit of debris, how is that defined? I mean, like, obviously sometimes there's something else there. Like, for example, Earth. My understanding is there are objects at the Lagrange points, so Earth hasn't actually cleared out its orbit, right? So
Earth does. Earth orbit is actually clear. I mean, there are things like passing through, but not orbiting in the same path. How do you say this in English? Yes, in the same path, sort of way. So Earth is clean. Yes. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's not. Yes, sorry.
Anyone else? Any questions?
I would like to know a little. I can speak loudly.
We trust you. We just have a lot.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cynthia, I'd love to know a little bit more about your job, because you sound like such an interesting person. And could you tell us a little bit about what you do as the International Outreach Officer?
Of course. Yes, of course. And something I do have to say, Andrew, I can't even pronounce it myself. every time I have to present it, and this is my job, and I sometimes it's a hard time reading that. I don't really. But
The initials are hard. It's like 3 vowels in a row.
yeah, yeah. It took me a while, but now I know it's like IAU, OAO, AIOO. Yes, it's. I don't know why they do this. So my job, I work at the Office for Astronomy Outreach. So the International Astronomical Union is divided with different offices. Because we are an international institution, we are gathered all around the world. And these offices are divided within kind of teams. So there's themes. So there's the education office. We have an office for social development. Yes, that's incredible. We have an office because we think that through astronomy we can help society. So that office is in South Africa. We also have an office for the defense of dark skies. We also have a part that is on the defense of rocks that come from Earth. Did I say the education one? Yes. And the one who's the outreach part, which is technically the outreach part is the one who's related to the audience, like you. So this is what we do. And our specific office is here in Japan because we are hosted by the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan. So that's why my office in there that's why I moved 2 months ago. But one of my job is we do a lot of things. So we have a network of different communicators all around the world, maybe more than 120 countries, and we have connections with these countries so that the science communicators in there, like we are building this web of what is happening on each of these countries so that we can share our information, our materials, anything that we can design for them to reach their own communities. So that is kind of a cascade sort of thing. So we have that education part. We also do a lot of programs in ways to how we talk these matters that are happening in astronomy, but like right now, not the general idea of like the astronomy that it was taught on our schools, but mostly the research that is happening at this moment. Like how can we share the real astronomy that is happening at this moment with everyone, because usually a lot of people doesn't know the kind of research is happening around the world. So that's another thing that we do. And I go to a lot of meetings. That's another part of my job. Today I was in a lot of meetings. And horrible hours because it's an international, so have very terrible hours. But yes, I'm actually doing a new website, so I can share that with you with a lot of great information. We also teach astronomers how to talk to people. We also teach scientists how to design better ways to participate in society. One thing that usually happens, and this is not just astronomy related, this is science related in general, scientists tend to think that they're not part of the society, which we are. And we need to remind ourselves that we are very, very part of the society, and in that sense, we need to behave like that. So understanding our communities, listening to our communities. So we do a lot of research around this, and many different difficulties that are happening in many levels in other countries. So it's a really long list. Yes. Yes.
One more, yeah.
Yeah, we have time for about one more.
All right, thank you very much for the talk. I'm gonna ask a really difficult question, I guess.
Yes, I love that.
And this is related to your professional role as an international outreach officer. I personally am very interested at space education, and especially about using astronomy. In your opinion, because you are doing it at international level, and there are different levels of development at each country. In Africa, maybe you have to do something different compared to Japan. So what do you think is the best briefly, what is the best strategy for space education based on the levels? Let's just say you have Africa. What kind of what kind of education, what kind of strategy that you need to use for space education for developing country, mid-level country, and developed country? Could you please briefly mention that to us?
Sure. There is none.
Thank you.
There's no formula. You need to know your community. Let's stop thinking like major white countries. That is not how the world works. If we don't understand and we don't participate and we are not part of the community we're trying to reach, no matter how incredible programs and how much money you have, it will not make a difference. People will not listen to you. And they don't have to. I cannot go and talk about Pluto to a community that needs to be at 4 a.m. in subway to get to work and to go 3 hours to get to a horrible job, to have a little bit of money to feed their entire family. Why will they listen to my Pluto talk? Makes no sense, and they don't have to. If we don't understand our communities, if we don't really stop thinking that we are the one who are here to give the knowledge, we don't know nothing. I can share some stuff, but that doesn't mean that I am going to be the one who's going to show you how. No, never. If something is that if you or anyone wants to do this, you need to work with the community. You need to learn from the community first. That is how it's done, and that's difficult. It's a really difficult part to do because that's the one that involves a lot of work. So yes, that's personal thought here. All of these comments are Cynthia's, not institutionalized. Just for the record. Yes.
So I think we're gonna have to wrap things up there. It's all my fault. So nothing to do with you. Wish we could keep the Q&A going a bit longer, but we need to take a quick break to give me a little bit of breathing room to set up for the next talk. But can we get a big hand for Cintia?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Thank you all.
Excellent, thank you. Also, I didn't know if you were a speaker. You gave me money. You don't give me money. It's just so you can get a drink. Yeah, but are you thirsty?
No, I only have. No, it was weird. I don't know. I just needed to get rid of that.
Okay, but we're just grateful to have you here, and we just want you to be able to get a drink because you talk a lot about beautiful things. Thank you. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah. Go, Spacer, go. Are you heading out?
Oh, little boy, little girl, little person, little jumpsuit wearing sequins. Well, it's time to stop your midnight driving and put your dancing shoes away. A little woman, little man, little grown up, little platform wearing disco fan. It's time to stop your late night shaking. It's the end of a long dancing day. This is a disco. This is a disco lullaby. Lay down your funky head. It's time to go to sleep now. Go get tucked into bed. Your daddy and your mommy will boogie shake their bunnies at the disco scene. But first they'll tuck you into bed and you'll disco in your dreams. Disco dreams. Oh, little boy, little girl, little person, little jumpsuit wearing sequins. Well, it's time to stop your midnight jiving and put your dancing shoes away. A little woman, little man, little grown up, little platform wearing disco fan. It's time to stop your late night shaking. It's the end of a long dancing day. This is a disco. This is a disco lullaby. Lay down your funky head. It's time to go to sleep now. Go get tucked into bed. Your daddy and your mommy will boogie shake their bunnies at the disco scene. But
Check, check, check. Okay, okay. Now it's okay. That's my Jay. Kind of the red eye. Me too.
Okay, so we're gonna start again in about 2 or 3 minutes. So if you're gonna get a drink, go get a drink. Okay. And whoa, that mic is hot. We are back, and I'm so happy to see so many of you are still here. Yeah, this is where I usually tell you to buy beakers. Do we have any left? We don't have any. There's still one left? We still have one beaker. We still have the one beaker. They're 1,500 yen, which is, as I recall, like basically break-even point on these things. We've had them for a few years now, but we're almost out. I am not going to make any more because it's too expensive. So yeah, this may be your last chance. If this is, next time you come, there may not be any beakers. Let's go to the next slide. Thank you. Oh, whoa, wait, whoa, we jumped too fast. Go back to So I got to talk about Tokyo Humanities. They operate out of the space we were using before in Sugamo, and the one we're going to be at next month. And they do cool events. I don't know when the next one is. Is anyone here from Humanities Cafe who can tell me when the next event is and what it is? There's not. They have not contacted me and told me. So there we go. All right, next slide. Space Cafe. It's usually at Good Heavens Pub. They are our friends. And Ken from Space Cafe is here tonight. Why don't you wave your hand? There. And thank you. Yes, and they've got this coming up tomorrow.
Oh, really?
And registration is required, so get on this, people. Yeah. What's that? Did you say full? It's full. Okay, well, I'm not going to spend any more time on this. They're great. Let's move on. So Nerd Night is a production of the Yokohama Theater Group. That's the company that I run. We are a nonprofit theater group. We make mostly device shows. This year we're not doing that for some reason. And let's hit the next slide if I put it in. Oh, I did, didn't I? Okay, so we're doing a show called Interference. It's kind of, how would I describe it? It's like a fever dream piece of conceptual art that kind of is being presented in a theater space. And it's very, very cool. This woman here, Barbara, is a Ukrainian conceptual artist, and the piece is very tied to her, like where she grew up and where she's from, and also the artists who influenced her, like Kabakov and the poet Mayakovsky. And yeah, it's going to be a very cool show. It's going up April 5th and 6th. I should know this. It's just in like a week and a half. Oh, God. And there's a lot to do. But you should come see it. It's going to be cool. It's a spring showcase, so the show's usually shorter. It's not usually a full-length show. And we usually keep the audience around afterwards to get some feedback. It's useful for the artists who have maybe been talking with only other artists for a while, and they get kind of like in their own heads. So it's useful for them to have like an audience come in and see the work and talk about it. All right. But that's like that QR code will take you to this, by the way. It's not a thing. All right. And yeah, now we're on the wrong speaker. So Gray is going to go back and try to find where we were. But I'll introduce Jay Kishigami. Professor Kishigami is a project professor at the Muroran Institute of Technology in Japan. Professor Kishigami was a professor at UTAR in Malaysia from 2012. Can I say UTAR, or do I have to go UTAR? Where are you, Jay? Is he here?
Yeah.
Oh, I got light right in my eyes. I can't see this side of the room at all. It hasn't happened yet, but one of these days. In Malaysia from 2012 to 2013, he's been working on blockchain data mining and machine learning. Recently, his main interest is in social capital. So like, Wuffy? That's a deep cut for anyone who's into Canadian science fiction. Wuffy, anyone? No? God, it's just me. Cory Doctorow. The man who invented the word enshittification. Before that, Professor Kishigami had worked at the NTT Lab as a director and NTT America as a vice president for more than 30 years. That is a long time. During his NTT era, he had studied and led a variety of fields such as solid-state physics, internet, and IPTV. Are they the ones that had, they aired Friends, right? He also served as a professor at University of Tokyo, a visiting professor at Kochi University of Tech, Ryukyo University project University project professor. Okay, there's a lot of universities. You wrote this, man. I'm just reading what you wrote. And an adjunct professor. I didn't have time to edit it. Sorry, I was supposed to do that before you came. I'm trying to find the funny part here. An adjunct professor at Hokkaido University. A lot of universities is what I'm getting from this, right? And a lot of NTT. Also, he has been involved as a member or leader in more than 20 government committees. That sounds very exciting. Was one of those the International Women's Day Committee? So this is where I was supposed to have a slide of all the Japanese men in government sitting there talking about International Women's Day. Okay. And he has been elected as the only Japanese member of the W3C advisory board from 2014 to 2020. And after 21, he's worked as the deputy director of that organization, right, for 3 years. And he also has a variety of hobbies. He's an audiophile, so he puts rocks on top of his speakers to make them sound better. He plays drums. What kind of drums do you play? Rock drums, okay. Well, hard rock, all right. It could have been the tom-toms, you never know. Sitting there smoking a joint in a drum circle. And photography. All right, this is where I'm supposed to shut up. So everyone, give a hand to Jay, and we're gonna hope that all this stuff works. Give me a minute to get the. Sorry, Gray, I didn't tell you to do that, but you did it. Thank you. We're just gonna get. It's coming. It's coming, and I gotta hand you the clicker. And hold on. What? He's got a mic on.
Okay. Thank you very much. You can hear me. Oh? Okay, great.
Feeding back a little bit.
Hmm?
Can you, Jay?
Yeah.
Can you stand in the light? Then we can see you. Then we can see you on the live stream. Otherwise, you're just a shadow.
Okay.
You're a shadowy man on a shadowy planet. Another Canadian deep cut. Anyone? No.
Okay. I think that maybe the previous talk was so good, exciting. After that kind of the talk, it's not so easy to make a presentation because I'm a typical Japanese. So typical Japanese not good at this kind of the feeling. So I try to reconstruct my speech according to the Cintia Durán's astronomy Pluto's story. So that's why I little bit they talk about my background. Almost 20, 30 years ago, I was a final candidate for the astronauts in Japan. And so a friend of mine, maybe some of the Japanese knows, Onishi-san, he is now at the ISS, International Space Station, on the sky. And so I have a lot of the connection with the NASA or JAXA. JAXA is Japanese NASA. And so, but after that, I do a lot of the things. Because I went to the United States and lived in Silicon Valley. And during that time, the Silicon Valley was so exciting. And one of the very good friend, Jerry Yang, do you know him? You don't know? You know. Okay, great. He's the founder of the Yahoo with David File. And we have a lot of the things. And that was a very exciting time. Because in the Silicon Valley, Yahoo coming, Google coming, eBay coming. That's very exciting, the Silicon Valley era. And so I'm involved in the internet very much. And I escaped, I lived from the astronaut world to the internet world. But recently, as he explained my career, that was web technology standardization. It's okay. The volume is a little bit.
Not you. Just keep going.
Okay, sure. And so the called W3C, World Wide Web Consortium. Maybe almost 10 years I have been involved in that W3C. And recently I met one of the high-level guy of the JAXA. His name is Kaneko-san. He's a very high position and worked in the Washington D.C. now. And he gave me this title. So I little bit back to the during the astronaut time. Web on the moon. What is this? Maybe here is should be the moon, but where's the moon? Okay. Anyway, you can see the moon here.
I didn't do that.
Maybe I don't know why moon is escape, but between the moon and Earth, so far away moon, almost 380,000 kilometers. So, do you know the fastest material? Do you know? What is the fastest one? Yes, right. And according to the physics theory, the faster than the light is impossible. And so that means between the Earth and the Moon takes 2.6 seconds. And maybe you know the name project I forgot it. Asterimis. No, Asterimis. And that is Artemis. Artemis, that's right. Maybe in the near future, within 2 or 3 years, and some astronauts should live on the moon. And maybe you know, including Oni-san, within the ISS, every astronaut has their own private time. That private time, they can talk with their family or friends, or sometimes, especially for the United States astronauts, like football or American football. So they enjoy the football in his private time. But it's necessary. If there is no such a private time, maybe something happen. So that same things should be done on the moon also. But problem is 2.6 seconds. So if you connect is easy. And Earth, for example, your family live in the Earth, and astronauts live in the moon, and they talked with each other. Hi, Mom. Maybe something that. Yes, something. This kind of the delay will happen. So that is just voice communication. Maybe if people understand the situation, maybe you can do it. But on the web technology, maybe every day you enjoy the web, especially for the browser. You search something, or you talk with your friend by Zoom or WebEx or some other remote conference system. It's not work well because of the delay, too much delay. 2.6 is too long for the system. So my basic talk is how to conquer such things. And can I press down?
Yeah, but don't point it at the screen. The sensor's over here.
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay, communication. Lunar surface. This is a very old one, Apollo 11, and also here He's Onishi-san, and this year, March 16, he's on the ISS now. And this is the ISS. And so the space station, already a lot of the astronauts experience and do a good job on the space ISS. And also the lot of the country and also the Elon Musk SpaceX going to the people to the space. There is a existing one. And this is maybe kind of the Artemis human presence on the moon. Astronaut lived in this kind of the house on the moon. So this would be happen. Also the international cooperation like ISS. And yes, Artemis, what I wanted to say. And so the now NASA, including the JAXA or another countries' space agency, doing a lot of the preparation to do Artemis project now. Okay, just a moment. This is a moon, and going to this point is placed to landing the Apollo, and here is the South Pole. Maybe Artemis will stay around here, and some people said there should be the ice or water on this area, South Pole. That's why Artemis will check it. And Japan also contribute some area, especially for the cold, here. SLIM, it's a very precise vehicle to control very precisely. If you want to 100 meter went here, so maybe you can do it. And also India going to the want to go lunar moon surface, and also another country, including the Russia or some other France. Maybe I hope everybody cooperate with to make a good good project as Artemis. And this is just current planning, and so many the house built on the moon, and building generating the energy, and food also within the house, a very special house like ISS, and to make their food also. This kind of things will happen soon. And this is also the Artemis plan. Okay, I will. And also the lunar communication infrastructure already developed these days, called the LunarNet. And in this the project, and why one thing I would like to ask you, maybe everybody, including maybe now also you can enjoy the internet. Almost all the things over the internet now. But internet, no one control by himself, by themselves, or one country like United States or Japan cannot control that internet. It's a very autonomous system. But the problem is, if you want to use the internet on the moon, it's not so easy because, for example, okay, and easy things is if there is a Google on the moon, and maybe if you put google.com and on the browser, and that will go to the Google station. But if there is a moon Google on the moon, if you put the moongoogle.com, not okay .moon, and but that we call it a domain name cannot be resolved. That means the current internet don't know where is the Google moon or .moon. So within a moon, such a system we have to construct. Otherwise, if of course, the system on the moon can use Earth system, but it will take 2.6 seconds. So if you put something, you have to wait at least three seconds. It's too long, maybe you feel. So to avoid such a delay, and new infrastructure of the moon internet will be constructed. So to realize such as LunarNet, a lot of the company are doing the function. I also involved in some of them. And also the Nokia or KDDI Japan involved in this project. And also JAXA now doing this is Earth, and this kind of the path of each satellite will make some kind of the network in the moon. In the space, and the characteristic feature of course, all the communication by optical. So it's a very fast and also very simple and very, how to say, common and easy to use it. So this kind of the system will be realized already, including Google or some other company make this kind of the network, space network. Maybe, as you may know, that for example, Google has more than 100 or more than 200 to 300 satellites around the. This is the moon, but around the Earth. So moon also support this kind of the satellite. This is in the world, everything thinks of the layer, and the network is we call it a layer. It's just what kind of the media used for the communication. Is it okay? How long can I speak?
Maybe like 5 more minutes if you want.
Okay. Okay. I speak fast. This is the orbit, but to watch mass. Just a moment. And back to the internet. Maybe some of them you know. He's Bint Cerf. He's a father of the internet, called father of the internet. I met him several times. He's a very good guy. And they make a TCP/IP protocol. That is the base of today's internet. And so the internet was built by these people. So the web on the moon also we'd like to make like them for the internet on the moon, especially for the web on the moon. And if we successfully make such a web on the moon, we'd like to expand such a system to the Mars. But there are a lot of the challenge. This kind of radiation in the space is a lot of radiation because there is no air, so nothing to avoid the radiation. And here, between the Earth and the Moon is a 2.6 round trip, and in the case of the Mars, 40 minutes round trip. So how to conquer this delay is one thing. It's kind of another internet. And I already described Moon internet. So we have to do a lot of things. This is almost a technical term, so I just skipped each by each. But today's internet was supported by a lot of the technology. We have to modify each of that technology for the Moon internet. And also the time, because of the quantum effect, for example, the clock on the satellite is different, which we have now. It's longer than our time. So such kind of things we also should think of. And this is my standardization body, and also IETF is another standardization body for the internet. We cooperate with each other to make a new internet system. So okay. There's no need to read it, but sorry. And last year, September, we have this kind of workshop at the Wide Web Consortium in Anaheim, and just close to the Disneyland. And so much people are interested. That's why I'm now promoting these things. And if I have a time, I want to describe in detail. But we already developed the different protocol because if the current protocol for the internet to use between the Moon and the Earth, maybe it's a very unstable or unstable system. So we have to develop the new protocol called bundle protocol. Just remember the name of the protocol, bundle protocol. And again, with stuff coming because this is appendix or extra. This is in Japanese omake, and that protocol called DTN stands for Delayed Tolerant Networks, and originally this design in 2002 by Bintsav. So he invented the internet a long time ago, and also he announced that DTN technology is very important from now on. So according to his voice, we are now doing the moon internet now. And this is just extra. This is the last slide. So last slide. And DTN, that delayed tolerant network, it's not only for the between the moon and Earth, but this is, do you know the iguana? It's big. Something. Yes. And to monitor each iguana is doing something, and where is there. And so to check these things, this delayed tolerant network, DTN, used because now most of the network engineer want to make network so fast and almost close to the speed of the light, but the real world, some area cannot use the cellular phone. I'm staying the Hokkaido. It's north part of Japan, and almost half of the area we cannot use cellular phone. Of course, the area the human beings lived in, more than 99% can we use the smartphone, cellular phone, but area for the animal, wild animal staying, and they cannot use cellular phone. That means we cannot monitor them. But these days, in the Hokkaido, a lot of the bear coming, and also deer back to the urban area. So that is a very big problem. How to monitor it? This new technology, new network we'll use. This is my another kind of the part-time job or extra job. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Oh, my mic's on.
I cannot.
Let me move somewhere away from my speakers so I don't do. Okay, so really short Q&A. We got about 5 minutes. Does anyone have any questions for? There you go.
So the reason why the internet would take 2.6 seconds to reach the moon is because the servers would be here on Earth, right? But if we build, as you said, like servers on the moon, then it would be a different internet, right? Like it would be not the same information. There would be like two separate internet entities.
You are right. You are right. Good thing is, but if you want to know what happened on the Earth, maybe everything, every content keep on the moon. Maybe that is a very limited information. So you want to know, especially for the current information, what happened. Especially yesterday, the present something. So very strange things. Such kind of things you have to connect to the Earth. That's why.
And so there is no way now, I mean, there is no idea on how to, I don't know, like update maybe the servers, like the one from Earth to like the moon. It would take minimum the 2.6. There's always going to be a 2.6 second information delay.
Yes,
between.
there are a lot of the method to avoid such a 2.6 problem. One of them is cache. Cache is some information that a lot of people want to know. Such information getting in advance, that will very helpful. And within on the Earth, also the cache technology are frequently used. And not only the cache, a lot of the things we are thinking. So to combine with this technology, maybe we'd like to some level of the moon internet.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll follow up. Thank you for the presentation, sir. So I will follow up on the questions before. So, well, obviously, what we want is a live planetary communications, which is quite cool if you. Yeah, but Moon and Earth is 2.6 seconds is not that bad. You can, do a lot of tricks, put a cache, use machine learning to make it smoother. But if we want to go to the Mars, then it's 40 minutes delay.
40 minutes.
Well,
yes.
it's basically useless if the internet is 40 minutes, half of 40 minutes delay. So my question is there any? Well, the problem with that problem as well is that physically there's nothing faster than light. So 40 minutes is our best case. So is there any ideas in the field? Like,
one thing people try to do it is using the AI, and can you understand the avatar or some if you ask to the web and what is that what's happening on the moon on the earth, so the answer is maybe AI will generate, but it's not the real things. But some content can be satisfied, such as things. It's a one assumption, but I'm not so sure the very limited area you can use for the AI, at least within 5 years. And also the most important, the difficult point is the communication between the people living in the Mars and Earth. So the real-time communication is impossible because 40 minutes we cannot shorter. So at that time the maybe we call it a shared communication. We ask something through the avatar or some other AI, and communicate first communication with avatar, and also that avatar will ask that the people who live in the Earth the same things, and so that AI will modify the real answer on the Earth, and maybe to the people when the first ask the people on the Mars. Yes, I said something on the 40 minutes before, but the real things is a little bit different. Such kind of the communication could be done. But I'm not so sure it could be acceptable for the people. So it's not the resolution or how to solve that problem. It's not only from the technology, but also the psychiatric something or human being. A lot of things we have to study. So it's a difficult point, but we have to do it.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, and that is unfortunately all. You're very responsible. You turn the microphone off. There we go. Yeah, that is unfortunately all we have time for. We've got a hard out at
Okay.
10:30. So, Professor Kishigami, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Great hand for him. Gray, can you switch the HDMI plugs for me? So we're just wait for my slide to come up here. Well, no, we're not going to wait. I'm going to keep talking. Yeah, just sit down. I'll have someone will take that off you in a second. I just don't want to get the things tangled. Give it a sec. It took a long time last time too. There we go. So now, oops, hold on. We got to jump around because of all the fun tonight. This is just my last slide.
Hey, get ready! This thing is happening now. 3, 2, 1, let's go! It's Friday. It's that time of the month
Anyway, I just wanted
when
to
we
thanks
get
for tonight.
together
I
and
wanna thank
take the plunge into
everybody who's helping out
science.
tonight. Gray, I wasn't 100%
Or
sure.
maybe some art, or maybe some weird hobby close to somebody's heart. It's Nerd Night. Get your nerd on in Tokyo.
Yeah, you get first mention. 'cause I
Keep
can't
your
see
shirt on,
Go ahead.
Sugamo. We'll make you think now. Park lounge, buy a drink now. We're here, and it's time to begin. Pay your money to Selena and get yourself into a chair.
Melvin, on the live stream.
Or maybe a sofa. Hey, is Rod lying down again?
Blocking-
What a
blocking fire exit.
loafa! It's Nerd Night!
Daria,
Get
also
your nerd
blocking
on
fire exit.
in Tokyo. Keep your shirt on, Sugamo. We'll make you think now. Park lounge,
Thank you, everybody.
buy
Of
a
course,
drink.
thank you.
Time to sound off. It's
Great
Bruce.
show next month.
He books all the speakers. He's the one to talk to if you want to buy a beaker. It's Melvin,
Girls at Park Lounge.
our AirSats cameraman. If you're watching on the live stream, you should be a Melvin stan. It's Coco, making sure things stay on track when all the shit goes down. She's always got our backs. It's Selena, she's the first person you see. Everybody loves her, right? It's not just me. It's Daria, the one at the controls. She makes